Arab army units purge more areas from armed terrorists. Australian cities of Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide and Hobart witness marches to support Syria against terrorism. Voters in Venezuela go to the ballot boxes to elect a new president. And Tartus Governorate records a new tourist discovery of the Jurait Cave, one of the wonders of the world that would put Tartus on the list of visiting the most wonderful caves in the world. Good afternoon, welcome to our news bulletin. I'm Dania Nizam. On the occasion of October Liberation War, Prime Minister Al-Hameh yesterday inaugurated Syriana radio station and Al-Talaqi satellite channel. Al-Hameh toured the headquarters of the channel located at the building of the Syrian Radio and Television at Umayyad Square. He was accompanied by the Minister of Information, Dr. Amran al-Zabi, and a number of journalists and media persons. The Prime Minister underlined that this new media establishment will contribute to the efforts of other national media in confronting the information war targeting Syria and its people. He said that the name of the channel, which means gathering, reflects the solidarity among the Syrians and strengthens the national spirit. The Syrian Arab TV broadcasts the opening ceremony of these two media establishments. In Aleppo, the Syrian Arab army units continued to chase the remaining terrorists in several quarters. A unit of our armed forces killed a large number of them when they tried to infiltrate into the Hanano camp. They also inflicted heavy casualties among the terrorists in one of their hideouts in Kerm el-Jabal in the area of Al-Arqub. The Syrian Arab army units continued to carry out their national duty and to purge our homeland from the armed terrorists who spread panic and sabotage. They purged the area of Al-Hameh and Qudssaiya. Work also began by workshop teams at a very high rate to repair the damage and to restore the services and the water and electric supplies. Work is also underway to restore basic services and to clear the streets in order to bring back normal life and to enable the people who left their homes to return. In Deir ez-Zor, the Syrian Arab army units continued to purge some areas from armed terrorists who spread panic and destruction in the city. Units of our armed forces clashed with terrorist groups in various quarters, inflicting heavy casualties among them. The army also destroyed a pickup vehicle carrying a machine gun. They destroyed a warehouse full of weapons and killed a large number of terrorists, while others fled after leaving a number of explosive devices prepared for detonation. The army also stormed terrorist hideouts containing stolen medical compounds. In Al-Hameh Countryside, an army unit destroyed today a hideout for the armed terrorist groups, killing all those inside the village of Al-Hwez in Al-Ghab. The security forces also found a cache for the terrorists in Al-Baroudiya neighborhood and seized 5 explosive devices weighing between 15 and 40 kilograms each, in addition to a large amount of weapons including RPG missiles, heavy machine guns and 25 Turkish-made beds and large amounts of stolen medicine. In the village of Khatamlo in Al-Hameh Countryside, an army unit found weapons hidden by the terrorists in a primary school and also a tunnel used by the terrorists to smuggle weapons to the neighboring villages. Units of our armed forces confronted 2 terrorist groups trying to infiltrate into Syria from Lebanon in the areas of Halat and Edlin in the Homs countryside in Tel Kalach. The terrorists sustained heavy losses and the rest of them retreated into Lebanon. The Turkish paper Yurt published an article by its chief editor, Mardania Nardag. He asserted that the mortar missile fired on the village of Ikçakala is of a type used only by NATO. The paper said that it got information from trusted sources showing that Turkey sent that mortar missile and other missiles to the so-called Free Army. The paper said that this escalation showed the readiness of the Erdogan government to commit such provocative acts. The paper warned that Erdogan's government was dragging Turkey into war that could cause the whole region to explode. The British Sunday Times published an investigation by Richard Kurbaj asserting that British terrorists were fighting in Syria. Most of them come from South Asian and North African origins and backgrounds. He quoted security sources as having said that some of those British terrorists had romantic vision about going to Syria for jihad. They soon discovered that they are not allowed to return to Britain because they would become a danger there. The people of the occupied Syrian Golan said that the current battle in Syria is no less important than the October Liberation War, as the homeland is involved in a battle against aggressors and conspirators. In a statement on the occasion of the 39th anniversary of October Liberation War, the people of Golan said that victory is drawing near and the end of the Western Zionist scheme is becoming close at hand as the project is collapsing under the blows of the Syrian Arab army. The people of Golan reiterated trust that the end of the occupation is inevitable, stressing determination to confront the occupation, no matter how arrogant it is, and underlining full backing to the comprehensive national dialogue and the reform program led by President Bashar al-Assad. They called for making the anniversary of the October Liberation War an incentive for further determination to restore the occupied lands and continue the struggle until the Zionist scheme is foiled. The Australian cities of Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide and Hobart witnessed mass rallies in support of Syria against terrorism. At the invitation of Get Your Hands Off Syria and Australians for Syria groups, the Syrian and Arab communities in Australia held the rallies in support of the Syrian leadership, people and army. Participants expressed their consolidation with Syria in the face of the fierce campaign led by the West and of oil sheikdoms. Marchers praised Syria's stances and its role in resisting the occupation in the region. Participants highlighted the role of the Syrian Arab army in protecting the people against the mercenaries and the terrorist groups. Marchers denounced the crimes of the terrorist groups in several Syrian cities, especially in Aleppo. They also expressed their thanks to the friendly countries for their support of Syria. Voters in Venezuela went to the ballot boxes to elect a new president for the country for the next 6 years. There are 7 candidates competing for the job, but opinion polls show that President Hugo Chavez would beat his most prominent opposition rival, Enrique Capriles, by a difference ranging between 20 and 30% of the votes. Mr. Chavez expressed confidence of winning these elections. In Pakistan, thousands of people demonstrated in protests against air raids by American pilotless planes on Pakistani territory. These raids created anger in the streets of Pakistan, which consider them a gross violation of the sovereignty of their country. The raids also caused the death and wounding of thousands of civilians under the pretext of chasing the Taliban fighters. The Pakistani authorities have repeatedly objected to these raids. Tartus registered another tourist discovery. Juid Cave may rearrange the wonders in the region and set Tartus on the top of the tourist places in the world.
Our journey was the research group in Tartus, and it could be one of the most wonderful discoveries that was hidden inside the Syrian lands. The start was in Juid Cave in Sheikh Badr of Tartus, and here was the secret. The end of the cave wasn't the real end, it was the beginning of this miracle.
After 90 meters, we thought this is the end. So we had to dive under this water through this rocky hole. We swam through this hole. So we packed our food and stuff to let them pass through the hole. There was another obstacle, which is 30 meters we had to pass swimming. But it is shallow, and there was the surprise, which I called it the barrel. We saw a light. It was our food and stuff, so we recognized that we were passing in a semicircle way. But at first, we thought we were passing in a straight way.
After diving and passing through a rocky hole, we shot these photos, which can speak themselves. These wonderful shapes are rare and unique. 3,000 meters are discovered so far in Ju'aid Cave, and there will be other discoveries, as the group called it the Syrian dragon, but still they don't know if it will be adopted.
And now it's over to Vani with our economic news. For more information, you can visit our website, syriaonline.sy. God bless Syria and God bless you all. Voters in Venezuela go to the ballot boxes to elect a new president. And Tartus Governorate records a new tourist discovery of the Ju'aid Cave, one of the wonders of the world, that would put Tartus on the list of visiting the most wonderful caves in the world. Prime Minister Al-Hameh yesterday inaugurated Syriana radio station and Al-Talaqi satellite channel. Al-Hameh toured the headquarters of the channel located at the building of the Syrian Radio and Television at Umayyad Square. He was accompanied by the Minister of Information, Dr. Amran al-Zabi, and a number of journalists and media persons. The Prime Minister underlined that this new media establishment will contribute to the efforts Arab army units purge more areas from armed terrorists. Australian cities of Sydney, Melbourne, Adelaide and Hobart witness marches to support Syria against terrorism. Good afternoon, welcome to a news bulletin. I'm Dania Nizam. On the occasion of October Liberation War of other national media, in confronting the information war targeting Syria and its people, he said that the name of the channel, which means gathering, reflects the solidarity among the Syrians and strengthens the national spirit. The Syrian Arab TV broadcasts the opening ceremony of these two media establishments.